Coming up next on the DPMO show.
Hysteria was caused by a wandering uterus. Apparently,
Hey, you know what? Just looking at this, they kind of was right though.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
Like, who got more problems than a woman with a wandering uterus? You know what I'm saying? Like, who got more problem with a woman with a loose vagina?
This is Steve Harvey, and you're now watching the Don't Piss Me Off morning show.
Quite frankly, this is the best morning show I have ever heard. Let's make YouTube great again.
Let's get into our next topic presented to you by myself. Less than a man. Now, Kels had brought up the whole therapy shit earlier, and I got a chance to hear Young Thug speak this weekend. And he kind of struck a nerve with me. I ain't gonna lie. So after hearing him talk, I wanted to, to have a dialogue about this. So let's talk about it.
There, man, I'm going back and forth with my wife, bro. I'm just trying to. What they gonna say? Let her be heard. Shut up sometimes. Listen more to you talk. They gonna say the same shit. It's just like, man, that's another bill, man. Like me personally, I feel like it's a weakness in that because I feel like shit. I'm gonna listen to my girl. Like I just listen to my girl. Or I listen to my little sister, my big sister, my big brother, my dad, my mom, my OGs. I listen to y'all. Like, it's really a slap in the face to me. If you know what I'm saying? Like, I just was telling my girl that, like, I don't think you need a therapist. I don't think I need a therapist. I feel like I'm not a man if my girl get a therapist. It's like, damn, you actually call somebody and listen to what they got to say over me instead of just listening to what I'm telling you. I just feel less of a man. Like, if you tell your...
Okay. And I'm here with it. And to make it a little bit more controversial, this is how I kind of feel about religion too. Like, it's a smack in the face. Like that your girl or rather go sit down and talk to a therapist than versus talking to me, who's supposed to be the leader in her life. Like, she'd rather go take advice from an elder member at a church than get advice from me. I think that makes me feel less of a man. And you probably feel a certain type of way if your nigga want to talk to you and he go talk to the woman down the street versus getting advice from you. How do you feel about that? Do you feel like your person having a therapist is a slap in the face? And I know Court here, and I know she is a therapist, so I'm eager to hear what she got to say about this.
Well, we've said this on the show. I think most people that are in therapy don't need it. So I kind of understand what Thug is saying. I'm not going to say I disagree. I'm kind of riding the fence on this one. I do feel like therapy is for people that have had trauma. I know Court says she was a caseworker or something with kids or something. So I think people that have gone through trauma, certain things, I don't think your boyfriend can help you with certain real trauma, like if you was molested or something like that. I do think a trained professional has probably gone through some type of training, or I said trained person, have gone through something that could probably help that person than a lay person. And I do know they say with people in your life, they can't really give you therapy because they have a bias, because they have a personal relationship with you. Now, to why I kind of agree with Thug, if you're just lonely or you just kind of depressed and you go into a therapy, yeah, go talk to your man, or read the Bible, figure it out, So I kind of understand that. But with some things, I do think a person should go to a trained professional on. So I'm kind of, like I said, I'm kind of right in the middle on that.
I ain't with it. Like, you not my girl, goddamn me, if you got to go talk to a therapist. Like, because at this point,
I kind of agree. I mean,
you taking advice, like you taking advice from another person about me. Like,
is it advice though?
Yeah, because
advice.
But I mean, because at the end of the day, You listening to another opinion on how to deal with probably me. You get what I'm saying? Like if me and you having an issue when we not seeing eye to eye, then you going to somebody else for the answers to how to tame me.
Yeah, I don't really agree with that. I think if anything, it should be like a couples therapy where both could talk so you could give your opinion. But that's why I said trauma. Like certain things, I don't think like if a woman had gone through molestation or something, I don't see how a boyfriend could help them get through that. Or maybe they're struggling with being intimate with their partner because of molestation. Like maybe the partner can help them with that, but maybe a trained professional. I agree with you, but then some part of it I could see. I don't know. It's a tough one, and I don't really know what therapists. I don't know if they do the like. Well, you saying they do give them advice, Court? If you can call in or a therapist, somebody been in therapy. I don't know, but I do agree with you. I don't feel like if you having problems with your partner, you going to a therapist. I do feel like talk to your husband, talk to your partner, or y'all both could go talk to the therapist so your partner can give their aspect, because people do lie, and people I'm pretty sure lie to their partners. I mean, to their therapists too, to their therapist too. Excuse me.
Yeah. Mr. Martin said, "Men ain't a motherfucking therapist. That woman had issues before she met you. Like have issues. A lot of men don't even have their ish together well enough to give anybody advice. Go get you some help." I digress. Oh shit! Listen, no, like, hey, cuz, see, when you up under my umbrella, you up under my covenant, bro. I don't need you to go get somebody else's opinion about a fucking nothing. Because that shit ain't gonna apply under my roof. You might say, hey man, yeah, you need to start taking jogs, you just need more you time to yourself. Well, my program can't survive if you doing more for your motherfucking self. So the advice that you might be getting from whoever ain't gonna fly under my program. That's why there are people that you could talk to that I have to authorize. Your mama, your daddy, maybe your older cousin or something. But all that has to be authorized through my program. I have to be able to trust what the fuck that they say, because the examples that I have seen from them for me to suggest you to go get. Because whatever they tell you is what you bring it back to my program.
I believe that. I can't disagree with you on that. I ain't mad at that.
Nah, so we definitely can't have that. Like I tried the couple therapy shit. Man, the woman said every motherfucking thing that I had said in a woman voice. To the point we ain't have to go back. Because I had already been saying this shit. So,
and I don't trust a lot of therapists. I trust Court. She good people. Shout out to Court. But I think some therapists I don't trust. And then, do you know the origins of therapy? Do you know the origins of Sigmund Freud? 2K? Because your girl talked about it on her show. Holy smokes. Sigmund Freud, where modern day psychology came from, dude, women were coming to him because their fathers were molesting them. Okay. And Sigmund Freud came out and was like, oh, you really love your father. That's what that whole concept of therapy is called Oedipus complex. And the inverse of that is the Electra complex. That's based off of a Greek.
Okay.
No, a Greek play called the main character was Electra, and she loved her father. But basically, women were molested by their father, and they were going to Sigmund Freud, and he was telling them, you know, it's normal, and gaslighting them into thinking what they had went through didn't really happen.
Well, you know
y'all can look this up. This is real.
Yeah. But you know how the vibrator came about, didn't it?
Yes, I do know.
Yeah.
It was with women in mental institutions. They were committed due to hysteria, and these doctors were masturbating them.
Yeah.
So to cure them of the hysteria. Yes.
We saying hysteria, but these women were having bad days or they was frustrated, and they'd go to the doctor and the doctor, goddamn me, rub they click until they got a nut. And goddamn me, the doctor had so many motherfucking patients, and his hand was hurt. So he came up with a device to put on their clitoral and goddamn me to stimulate them. So when they leave the goddamn me doctor, they'll be happy. Because that's all they wanted was a fucking nut. And they just thought that, cause dudes, men was like, why the fuck are these women so fucking angry and mad and shit all the time? Cause think about it. It wasn't probably because they weren't digging them down, but at this time in life, you might put in 80 hours on a work week. So they weren't there like that. And then when they get there, they tired as fuck. So they can't perform like they need to. Now
the
these women,
revolution was going on. You're correct. Mm-hmm.
So now you frustrated when the dude is home, you complaining. So now you go see the doctor about getting an attitude adjustment. He rubbing the motherfucking click, you bust a nut, and you feeling better. Oh, she acting up again, go back to the doctor office, not knowing that the nigga just rubbing your gut down. And so that's when he came up with the vibrator to put on the women. It used to be like big as hell at first, but you know what it is now. But yeah, that's how it came about. Wow, what the hell? Wow. Yeah, that's really the story of the vibrator, y'all.
The stuff about Freud. It was in a book. Yeah, that's like he was gaslighting these women is insane. Yeah.
Hold on. How can a man that didn't grow up with his biological father give anyone therapy level advice when he barely knows who he is? I disagree. Now, that man that you're describing is me. Oh shit! Is me. And you kind of right, I ain't gonna lie. But it's all about perspective. I just took what my daddy wasn't and made it true. Like, okay, if my daddy was this, I wanted to be the opposite of this. Now, to your point, there are holes in my life that I feel like only my daddy can fill. But it don't got nothing to do with life in itself. I think my daddy could have made me a better person faster than I became one, because he would have recognized the signs, because I'm his officer. Like, now, son, not this. Now, son, not this. But eventually, through trial and error, I figured out how to be a man, and I know myself. It just took longer because wasn't nobody there to coach me about being them, which would be my dad. So that's why I kind of know my son gonna be great, because I'm here for him every step of the way. When he don't know himself, I do, because he's me. So you can become yourself. You probably just take a longer time to be that. Damn, Tukay, for real, I didn't know about the van. Yeah, no, that's a real true story. I learned that, listen, it's crazy. In college, I had to take a woman's studies class. That class changed my life. That class really changed my life. I was the only dude in a class with 30 women. College. So think of mine, like I was raised around a bunch of street niggas on top of just men. So my perspective going into the class was these women are crazy. And then like you start to understand, okay, why women think the way they think and why they do this and why they do that. So I gained a different perspective and I was able to grow from it. But it's dope though. It's still, you really can't really understand women, but you get it though. Like you get why some of them just shot at crazy. Preserve masculinity. Bro, why you I type in all caps too. Whatever the goddamn me button on, I'm not changing. All caps, all lowercase, I'm not doing it. I'm not changing it. I'm reading it now, 2K, not bullshit. No, hold on, let me see if I can pull up the YouTube video. It's not that long. If I can find it. I never forget about this shit. YouTube.
I mean, I don't know. Like I said, some people should probably go to therapy if it can help them. You know, folks in the chat saying they went to therapy and it helps. So, you know, it can help. I'm sure that's what people said. But I think some people, they say that they're depressed. Andrew Tate said this, and I agree with him. He was saying, you know, so many people say that they're depressed, but really they're not depressed. They just need to work out, or they just need to lose weight, or they just need, you know, other things. And I'm like, I kind of agree with that. You know, guys that say, oh, you know, I can't get women because I'm broke. No, Andrew Tate says you can't get women because you're fat, you know.
Okay, so hold on. Let's watch it, kid. This is a 2-minute version. I see the 5-minute version, though. Let's check it out.
When you hear the term hysteria, you might think of a frenzied group of people, like shoppers on Black Friday. But for a long time, that word meant something different. Hysteria was a mental condition attributed specifically to uterus problems, and it became a sort of catch-all diagnosis for any women's health problems doctors couldn't figure out. The term, which even came from the Greek word for uterus, was coined by the physician Hippocrates around 500 BCE, but it was acknowledged as far back as ancient Egypt 1,000 years before then. It's no longer recognized today, but it has a complicated history full of strange explanations, including one that said that the uterus just sort of wandered around the body, causing problems. Sometimes you're just extra thankful for modern science. Even doctors today can't always figure out what's going on with a patient based on their symptoms. And unsurprisingly, the list of symptoms for this condition could include almost anything, including anxiety, melancholy, bursts of emotion, headaches, tremors, even convulsions. Anything they couldn't figure out got lumped in, and physicians throughout the ages came up with some surprising explanations for hysteria. Up until around the 20th century, almost all of them blamed the uterus. This might seem somewhat silly now, since we know that the uterus mostly deals with reproduction, nurturing, and housing fetuses. But at the time, physicians didn't really know how all that worked. So the most popular explanation, and the weirdest, was that hysteria was caused by a wandering uterus. Apparently,
Hey, you know what? Just looking at this, they kind of was right, though.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
Like, who got more problems than a woman with a wandering uterus? You know what I'm saying? Like, who got more problem with a woman with a loose vagina? So, I mean, see, they were kind of hitting on something. They probably just couldn't get it together all the way.
Early 1900s, Reading, Connecticut. Mark Twain's secretary, Isabel Lyon, buys him a vibrator, writes about it in her journal, and leaves the literary world wondering, was the father of American literature into butt stuff? The answer is, well, let's take a step back first and look at Victorian-era vibrators. If you didn't know, hysteria was a very real diagnosis for women in the late 19th century. Symptoms included anxiety, shortness of breath, fainting, insomnia, irritability, nervousness, and/or sexually forward behavior. And one of the ways that physicians treated it was with manual stimulation, which could be rather rigorous. Enter the steam-powered manipulator vibrating device in the 1860s. It allowed doctors to, no pun intended, hand off the work to a machine. The manipulator got an electrical update in the 1880s, and patients could now perform the work in the comfort of their own homes. Nice. Early vibrator companies were basically the predecessors of Brookstone stores in the mall, marketing their devices as body massagers that could help with a variety of ailments like headaches, the flu, rheumatism, gout, indigestion, lung troubles, baldness, and more. But just like telling people you bought a Brookstone cordless personal wand massager for your neck, everyone knew that by neck, you meant enter an aging Mark Twain, suffering from the things that old bros suffer from, and bam, a vibrator appears. Based upon the evidence we have, it's not clear whether his secretary bought it for him as a present, or if he asked her to buy it for him. We also don't know exactly what he used it for. Based upon his writings, Twain was definitely into sexy time, but based upon his correspondence with a friend, it seems the vibrator was used purely to soothe his achy back. Right, MT. What do you think Mark Twain used his vibrator for? Let us know in the comments, and be sure to subscribe to Raider Red's YouTube channel, More Strange Heartland History.
And it be like that, bro. Sometimes you just gotta pull that vibrator out, turn that room to a motherfucking barbershop.